2-year-old Golden Labrador Duffy, one of the caring canines trained to transform the lives of disabled children and adults, is preparing for what will be a revolutionary weekly wash for her owner. Previously, specialist assistant pooches, trained by national charity support dogs, have been able to strip beds, fill laundry baskets and load and empty washing machines. Now, in a world first, Duffy can also operate a woof-to-wash machine created especially for support dogs, with a voice-activated switch which turns the machine on when the dog barks. The machine has been devised with innovative technology from leading UK laundry specialist JTM Service. John, tell us why you developed this machine.
We developed this machine because mainstream manufacturers seldom develop products to suit the needs of the disabled user. Our research into the problems of the disabled user across a wide range indicated that the main issue is the complexity of operation. Our passion at JTM Service is to support independent living, and our range of single program machines, including one for the support dog, is our contribution to make life just that bit easier.
This groundbreaking machine, developed in partnership with world-renowned manufacturer Miele, will further enhance the quality of life and independence for thousands of people with wide-ranging disabilities across the UK. Simple and effective, the single program machine washes on a 40-degree cycle and automatically dispenses the right amount of washing liquid. It can be adapted for use by people of all ages with visual impairments, learning difficulties, physical disabilities, as well as by those with little or no grasp of English, across care homes, sheltered accommodation, social housing and charities. So tell us what the machine means for you here at Support Dogs.
I think it's just amazing. I mean, this world's first washing machine where a dog barking actually starts the washing machine going. Not only that, the button for the dog to press opens the door so he can unload the washing. I mean, for our clients, that's just it's just amazing, really. Such a help.
To find out how the innovation poured into Woof to Wash can be adapted to open doors to new opportunities in your organisation, call JTM Service on 0800 652 5692.
Lynn was diagnosed with epilepsy 14 years ago. Before she had seizure alert dog Dougal by her side, she struggled to cope with the illness for 10 years.
I had what you call a normal life. I had 2 children, I drove, I had a job, and then I started with epilepsy and my life was turned upside down and I lived in fear.
Dougal helps Lynn by alerting her 10 minutes before she has a seizure, allowing her time to find help and a safe place.
When Dougal alerts me to a seizure, he usually sits in front of me and stares at me. If I've not caught that, he'll nudge me, and so that I know that that's an alert and I can get prepared for a seizure. If I'm out and about and so I'm distracted, then Dougal will be a little bit more animated in his alert, so he will start nudging me on my left hip, and then he'll come round in front of me and sit and stare. If I say what's the matter, he'll lie down, and then I know I have to find somewhere safe. If I need to get help, or when I'm waking up sort of thing and I'm feeling a bit groggy, I'll get Dougal to fetch the phone so I can phone my mum or my daughter, my son. And he'll also, if I'm cold, he'll fetch me a blanket.
Lynn's a keen sports fan and didn't feel she could follow her local team, but that all changed when the club gained an extra supporter.
At the football, before Dougal, if I was to have a seizure, that would be very inconvenient for lots of other people, as well as highly embarrassing for me when I came round, because I would have caused chaos in my seat and around that area. and obviously the paramedics had to come and sort me out and things like that. Whereas now I just tell the nearest steward that Dougal's alerted, they get us to the first aid room, I'm able to have my seizure, have a little sleep, and then go back to my seat and carry on.
As well as giving Lynn more confidence on her travels, Dougal also makes everyday tasks less dangerous for his owner.
Before I had Dougal, there were certain things that were quite hazardous for me. So things like cooking, ironing, boiling a kettle, having a bath, and obviously for different reasons. I could burn myself on an iron, I could spill hot water, and of course if I was in the bath, that could be very hazardous if I was to have a seizure in the bath. So those things were really hazardous to me before Dougal. Since Dougal, it means because he gives me an alert, and Dougal's alert is 10 minutes, it means that I can take evasive action and move to somewhere safe in the house so that I can have the seizure. I would highly recommend, if somebody's got epilepsy, to consider, a Dougal, because the transformation that he has made to my life it's made me complete.
Oyster forward. Oyster forward.
Go.
Careful, hold on.
Right, hold on to Oyster, Elizabeth.
Let's see now.
Oyster forward.
6-year-old Elizabeth is severely autistic. Her autism assistance dog Oyster accompanies her everywhere she goes to help keep her calm. Elizabeth also turns to Oyster when she's struggling to express her emotions.
Before we had Oyster, Elizabeth was very kind of introverted. She wouldn't communicate with many people really. But then having Oyster changed that. She started communicating, saying a lot more, and it's just made her a happier, more content child. Oyster's Elizabeth's best friend really.
And Oyster never used to sleep in Elizabeth's bedroom, but now sometimes she sneaks in a bedroom,
Yes.
doesn't she, and wants to stay there,
Yeah.
doesn't want to come out.
Yeah.
Where she didn't do that initially.
But no, so it's fab.
Brilliant connection they've got.
Elizabeth's brother has also noticed Oyster's positive effect.
Oyster just helps us because Elizabeth holds her and Oyster just really helps her because before we had her, she just refused to walk and she didn't talk very well. But then Oyster made her talk a lot more.
Unfortunately for the family, there's some things that even Oyster can't help with.
Elizabeth. Well, because we've just come out of the car and walked round Sainsbury's, the shop, she doesn't want, she knows the car's just round the corner now from the shop, so she doesn't want to walk anywhere else, because this is what we normally do, come down in the car, walk around the shop, get a magazine, and then go back to the car. Well done, Oyster forward. Good girl.
Hello, Daniel.
Well done. Are you okay now?
Elizabeth.
Hold on to Oyster. We used to have lots of tuts and lots of that. I can't believe them parents aren't really telling that child off, and it used to be really upsetting, didn't it? In fact, I could probably get quite upset. In fact, there was one point we were at the Metro Centre, weren't we? And there was these ladies next to us tutting and everything, and eventually I turned around and said, I'm sorry, but my daughter's got autism. But now we have Oyster, people understand that obviously there's something the matter with Elizabeth, seeing a support dog with her, so it makes us feel a lot more confident. Good boys. The best thing we've ever done is get Oyster. When I got that diagnosis that day, when I was in tears, look on the internet and saw support dogs came up. I applied, I think, that day. I think I was on the phone thinking we'll just try and make anything happy. Well, I'm getting upset here talking about it. I just want to make her life happy as possible. So we just take every day as it comes and and appreciate every day, don't we, with her?
Yeah.
Because we just don't know what's around the corner.
Kathy is the owner of disability assistance dog Maisie. After an accident and the diagnosis of multiple illnesses, Kathy was left in a wheelchair and unable to live life like she used to.
I was at work one day, and as a cashier, it was my job to go down for the mail sacks. I went down to pick them up and slipped 3 discs in my back, 2 in the base and 1 in the neck. It was just very, very painful. Didn't think much of it, and went to sleep that night. And the next morning I woke up and I couldn't move at all. I was taken to hospital. They tried to do it by manipulation, but unfortunately they severed the nerves on the left side. They've convinced that it's now myasthenia gravis. It's gone worse, down to the fact that now I have a peg in my stomach, which means that all my food and all my medication, etc., goes through there.
But luckily, Kathy has Maisie to look after her.
The difference it makes to you is, it sounds a bit of a climax, but it's overwhelming. It really is. You're more of a person, you get more confidence in them. And when you realise what these dogs can do, it's just a whole new world. Oh, thank you. Some more, please. Thank you. One more. One more, right at the back. Yeah. Thank you. Last one. Good girl. Good girl. Up here. Up here. Thank you. Good girl. Get a look. Get a nice look. Get a nice look. Come on. Get paper. Get paper. Good girl. Thank you. That's it. Come on. Come on, Poppy. Anything I drop, from keys, earrings, coins and pens, she picks up for me. And if I come out to my chair in a heap, I can't breathe properly. So she sits me up until I'm comfortable. If there is nobody with me, she'll leave the house by the back door and she will go to other houses in the close where I live to go and get some help for me. First of all, I noticed I was quite overwhelmed that people actually spoke to me. People sort of looked at you as though you'd had a bereavement, they didn't know how to approach you, or they thought you were contagious. If you spoke to them, they'd catch something, or even what you've got, it would be passed on. But with the dog, they're a huge icebreaker. People actually speak to you. A lot of people with disabilities are very lonely, and it's amazing how just someone speaking to you can have a chat with you. Just passing the time of day with a dog can make a huge difference to someone.